Okay, in this video, let's take a look at Keith Mitchell's golf swing. He really had it going this week at the CJ Cup. Just got beat by a couple of great players, McIlroy and Morikawa, but he had a great week. So let's take a look here. Just a quick reminder, if it is your first time to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like the video, hit the like button as well. The like button really helps the channel grow, so thank you for the like. We look at the driver here. If we look at statistically, he's driving it a little bit better than he hits his iron shots. He tends to drive it more fairways, drives it fairly long. But the iron play isn't quite up to standards on the weeks he isn't competing well. He doesn't hit that many greens in reg compared to this week where he hit a bunch, but he tends to get the club off plane on the way through. So like a lot of players, he does load and it creates more angles as he goes back. So he comes downward a little bit, gets more load in the legs from where he starts. So he starts a little taller, starts to get lower. Left wrist dead flat, club face slightly closed. So good position there. A little bit loose or long compared to some players. But then as he comes down, starts to plane it out pretty well. And this position here I like. I do like the left wrist in a great position, keeping that face square. But with the hands driving off the plane, and obviously the camera angle is not perfect here, but the hands are driving off the plane quite a bit this way. And while the face is in control, the plane would not be as control for an iron shot. He is coming in inside out, very shallow, coming in here, going this way, which is just a great way to hit a driver. But when you get that shallow in to out with the irons, then you tend to have problems with the face angle, problems with the path, and that obviously leads to missing some of the greens. With the driver, however, as you come into the ball, all those angles are matching up beautifully. And even if it does get a little bit loose, because the angle is inside out and up, which is perfect for a driver, you end up getting the right launch, the right spin, great carry, great rollout, and of course accuracy. From the face view, we can really see beautiful wind up with the driver, great extension of width. Helps to create a shallow attack angle going that wide. Great turn of the upper body. Beautiful position at the top. So I love the coil. I like the position of the upper body here. Really angled back behind the ball. Great hip turn, and he's not sliding around. His hips are staying right in there, turning beautifully in a circle on the way back. And when he starts it down, really pulling from the core and the legs. But I would say he's more of an upper body player to some degree. At this point, you see a lot of the other players pushing a lot harder through this back foot. And even though he isn't pushing as hard as a lot of guys, because he's rotating fast and he has a lot of lag, he's able to create a lot of club head speed. But it is amazing. He doesn't look as efficient as some other players using the ground forces to assist him with his power. From this angle with the irons, we can just see a strong grip. We see a beautiful wide takeaway, which, once again, without the hinge being quite as early as with some other great iron players, it's sort of a driver swing with an iron. Club face more in a closed position up there. And if he lags that thing down and holds the angle long enough to compress it, he can be a great iron player. If he starts sliding around, if he's shifting and moving laterally and casting a little bit, that then just widens that arc at the bottom, and you become less compression, maybe not as crisp with the irons as you might want to be all the time. If we look at a wedge shot here, great drivers tend to be good wedge players as well in terms of accuracy. And if he gets that sort of shallow inside-out approach, which you can certainly see here, club head back in here at this point, hands out in front, face perfect with that left wrist, and right on through. So that shallow approach really helps you. That upper body angle, not rotating so hard, the feet staying quiet down here. All those things work out well to be an accurate driver and a great wedge player. Watching a little short game with his putting, I just love his setup. I think it's just dialed in, eyes directly over the line, shaft and forearms lining up perfectly there. And you can tell the putters fit perfectly, the lie angle fits perfectly. And when he takes this thing through, those hands are going through leading. There is no breakdown. And that face stays square right through the hitting zone. The hands are tracking long enough this way to keep that face square through impact. A lot of it, once again, has to do with such a great setup position and the high hands where they're almost arched this way, which you see with a lot of great putters. One more perfect angle to look at the putting setup. Eye line over that golf ball. Shaft right up to the bottom part of the forearms. Wrist looking slightly arched, which is correct. You want to have that. And the club fitting, or sitting rather, exactly flat on the ground, which means the fit of the putter is dead on for lie, length, all those things correct. And that, once again, allows him to make a stroke that's straight back and through or on the arc, however he does it. But as he goes through, with the hands tracking long enough down the line to keep that face dead square through impact. One last look at his driver here. This one you can see a little more down the line, better camera angle. But once again, we'll see as he comes through that shaft sort of planing out quite a bit above the original line. There's that lowering of the body, sitting, lowering down, creating the angles we see with a lot of these great young players. But now, like we said, he's driving those arms up off the plane this way. And once again, driver, no problem. Irons, problem, because as the path shifts too much to inside out and too shallow, you start to get the face and the path, sort of that number getting too wide between the two. And that's where you start to miss shots both, out this way and too much curve to the left. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, if you have not done so, please subscribe. Also, hit that like button. And we'll see you in the next video.